All right, Pat, we're going to be looking at your medicine ball video, the first one here over on the left. Right here is the very first one that we're going to be looking at, and the dots are already there. We're just kind of going to show you when you shift left where your joints are in relation to that. You can see you're almost down into that impact position, but clearly your leg is at an angle to the inside, and it should be, if we're talking posted up, that means the center of the ankle, the center of the knee, and the hip are actually going to be on that same line, which it's not. And then the other thing I want to point out is your shoulders there. They're almost square. Okay, so you're not quite on your left side yet. And the shoulders are, from my view, and again, I know the terminology gets so confusing between golf pros and me. When I'm looking at you right now, the shoulders are square to me. That's basically where they would be if you were just standing facing me. So they're kind of on a horizontal line. And we're going to go over here and look at this side. Now you're going to make your shift left on this side. Now, clearly, you're posted up there. The difference in width of stance, this one over here on this side was the one that we narrowed your stance up, so it was much easier for you to get there. On this one, you also started down with the shift. You started with the lower body instead of starting by unwinding your shoulders or trying to bring the ball down with your arms and hands. So several things that we want to point out here. Obviously, you're posted up there. There's your joints. Your hip could go over a little more, but it will by the time this one gets to impact. So let's just keep comparing them here. There you go. There. Now I want you to look at your shoulders. That's what I mean by they're almost square, and the difference between your shoulders here on the right is significant. You almost still have a 90-degree shoulder turn. I would say on this right side you're at about maybe a 75, 80-degree shoulder turn. So your shoulders didn't do anything. You basically shifted left. Big difference between where your ball and your hands are too. So on the first one, you used your arms to unwind. You never got over to the left. This one on the right, you shift left. That's all you've done. That's where you get lag from. So the shoulders are still coiled. Look at this again. And right now we're going to be looking at, and I apologize, this is a little blurry, but also with the wider stance, your foot was a little bit rolled to the outside on that one. And on here, way better, but it was still rolled a little bit to the outside. So that's something we want to watch during your medicine ball work. Perfect practice makes perfect. So now we're going to bring you back down to actual impact position. And this right there, that arrow, sorry about that. I'm going to point out your belly button. Remember, the belly button and the sternum tells us upper and lower torso. That gives us a fixed position, dead center to the spine. So we know in reality how much rotation you do have when it comes to shoulder and hip rotation. Those are fixed bones that aren't going to change. So right now those are both pretty much squared off. So let's see where you are here. There you go. So that's the difference in the shoulder position there. But I also want to point out you're still not off your right side. That foot is still flat. On this one, you get all the way over there, you post up, and that heel, you probably didn't even try to make the heel come up. In fact, I know you didn't try to make it come up. It just does. It's a reaction. If you're posted up on the left side, you're not going to have any weight there. But most important, let's look at, if you can kind of imagine, where your belly button is pointing at release. What does that tell us? That tells us your hip turn. What is the degree of hip turn at impact or release for you if the ball would be release? So I'm trying to find your belly button right there. Is it about 45 degrees? There you go. So that belly button is pointed. It's hard for you to see because your arm's in the way, but you actually have quite a bit of hip rotation, about 45 degrees lower, but your shoulders are just now, or your chest is just now facing me, or facing you. So your sternum is in line dead center to the body, but your lower body hip rotation is about 45. And one more thing, let's talk about the difference in what happens to your arms and hands naturally when you bring the ball down to impact by shifting and getting on the left side keeping your upper body quiet. What naturally happens is pretty cool here. There you go, looking at that one. Now we're going to look at your other one. All right, much better post up on this side, but I really want you to look at your hands. They naturally turned over. When you released that ball, those hands basically ended up touching together, which with a golf club they would be together. And in complete contrast, look at the hands on the other side. Because this video on the left is blurry, that wrist is really flipped over too, which is definitely something you don't want to be doing at impact. But this one on the right, clearly, I don't know if you remember this session where we really worked on you just shifting first and not unwinding and throwing the ball. So here's the left hand. I don't know if you can see that, where it's kind of flipped. I can show you a video that's not so blurry, but look at the difference in hand position. That's just incredible. It's pretty awesome. So those are the two differences between those two different swings, and I want to run it through one more time so you can really see the difference. Where you shift left and the upper body's not doing anything, but it is bringing the upper body. It's just you're not trying to initiate any type of motion from the arms and hands. The lower body does it all. All right, that's it.
Hi, Allison here. Thanks for watching that clip. And if you enjoyed it and you're interested in scheduling your own one-on-one Zoom lesson, just click the link below. Thanks.